What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Friday Night Smackdown review. I should say the post, or I guess I should say the Smackdown after WrestleMania and whatnot. Before we do begin this review, make sure you go check out my WrestleMania 38 Night 1 and Night 2 review with multiple people on the show. Like I said, we had a lot going on. If you listen to everything in total, it was technically a 4-hour show when you think about it. But, or a 4-hour review if you want to combine both nights together. But with all the wrestling that went down last week, and it was a lot of wrestling that went down last week. What does SmackDown have next, and what is post now WrestleMania and everything? So we kicked it off in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with Kayla Braxton bringing out Ronda Rousey about her match she had with Charlotte last Saturday and whatnot at WrestleMania. Rousey came out there saying she doesn't make any excuses. And she says, to be the best in the world, you have to be able to beat someone twice. And even though if they didn't count it the first time, which was, she said was the ref's fault, but, basically says she made Charlotte tap, but it did not count, and that's on her. But she says she wants, what does she want next? She wants a rematch, even though she lost. How do you demand rematches? I don't know. And she wants an I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash. Or I'm just going to call it Backlash. I hate that they call it WrestleMania Backlash. I think that's stupid. I said that last year was stupid. I'm just going to call it Backlash. But she challenged her to that. Charlotte showed up on the screen and laughed in. And, she's not quitting is in her DNA and stuff. And but winning is, she said, and she did not tap out at WrestleMania. So it's just a myth of you being the baddest woman on the planet. So no, you're not getting your match. So get in the back of the line, bitch. As Rousey said, one way or another, I'm getting that match. And you're not just gonna say I quit. You're going to scream I quit until I bend your elbow backwards, she said. So I guess that match will happen at some point, but okay, but like she lost, so why is she getting a rematch though? But still. Next, Sheamus Holland, Rich Holland and Pete Dunne came out there. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston came out. Basically, talking about, good job. You guys won at WrestleMania and everything. Woods says he doesn't have a WrestleMania win, but, Kofi said, I guess it counted, when Kofi won the WWE Championship a few years ago. So, we all won and stuff. So, I guess they're going to count that as a win for Xavier Woods, one way or another. But, make sure his camera is straight. But, they're going to make sure that win goes on and stuff, and everything. But Woods said that WrestleMania is like the season finale and everything. So we're now at the season opener, and now the records have been resetted. So we reset the whole records. Pete Dunne went against Xavier Woods then. Basically, I know Pete Dunne was bleeding out there, whatnot, like kind of on his forehead and stuff. I think he was being slammed to like one of the turnbuckles and everything. But Woods ended up getting with the inside cradle for the win. But right after, Dunn's having like a temper tantrum out there, as Sheamus and Holland are trying to calm him down. Then, so basically just trying to tell him to chill out after the loss and stuff. What after that? Sami Zayn basically talked about what happened at WrestleMania, and Adam Pearce says, "Well, you wanted this match. I wanted anything goes match, not anybody gets involved match." And Sami Zayn said, "The first person who walks through that door, I'm going to go against them tonight." And he says, "Okay, we'll do it." Drew McIntyre walked in and everything. Walk through there and stuff, and basically Sami Zayn said, be the second person, but no, you can get in that match tonight, they said. Next, well, I guess we're doing call-ups now, and there's a lot of call-ups, I should say, tonight. And I don't know how many call-ups there will be from NXT, but they brought out Ludwig Kaiser, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And it ended up being Marcel Bartel of Imperium, which he then introduced Walter in, and stuff, so, they say he's like one of the most decorated competitors and everything in the last decade and whatnot. So Walter making his SmackDown debut, him and Bartel are being called up, which they, Walter ended up beating up this Joe Alonzo guy. Of course, it was a chop fest and everything. I'm interested in that bring up Fabian Eichner, which they, well, I can say with Eichner, well, if you watch NXT the other night, Eichner ended up walking out on Bartel in the tag match they had. So I'm thinking it's going to be some whole storyline with Imperium possibly breaking up. But I guess it is now because they only brought Bartel and Walter up there, which, I don't get the name change, Ludwig Kaiser. And listen, I've already had 3 people tonight tell me it sounded like a Nazi name, which it wouldn't surprise me if it was true. But, I don't know what was the point of, like, what was wrong with Marcel Bartel. Next, we got another call up, Raquel Gonzalez, but now it's not Raquel Gonzalez anymore. It is now Raquel Rodriguez, which, it's not much of a change, but it was like, what was wrong with Raquel Gonzalez at the same time? Then again, I think her name at first was Raquel Diaz, but they called it Gonzalez, and now it's Rodriguez now. Is it much of a difference? Not really. It's not like they gave her a whole new name and stuff, just a different last name. But then again, it's like, what was really the point of changing from Gonzalez to Rodriguez? So maybe it doesn't mean much, but somebody, my friend Steven said it sounds like a Marvel character name. Raquel Rodriguez, which, they sent Los Lotharios out there. They were going to do the whole kiss thing, but she told them not a chance as they walked away. Corbin and Moss came out to do a happy segment, but Moss was talking about how he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. As Corbin did not like how he lost to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and he's supposed to be the happiest day ever. It's supposed to be balloons and all that other stuff, but it's been deflated now and everything. As he blamed Madcap Moss, and Madcap Moss is doing his little jokes and everything. Corbin says, you're getting too big for those suspenders right now, so I want you to tell a joke. And he did, but it was a bad joke. And he says, listen, you're going to do another joke, and you're going to make me laugh. Your jokes are bad, okay? But you better do a joke like your job depends on it. And then Moss said, who's the guy that treats all his friends like garbage and, dressed for a funeral for Tony Bahama, you call him Happy Corbin. Corbin said, you think this is funny? You think this is funny? He ended up trying to take out Moss from behind. They brawled for a second until Moss got the upper hand and threw all the Happy Corbin talk stuff out of there. So at least they finally broke these two up. Maybe Moss will do something different now, especially, stop dressing these suspenders and all that stuff. So maybe they got something for him now. So we'll see what happens with that. Jinder Mahal and Shanky in the back. Mahal won in a match, I guess, against Ricochet for the Intercontinental title. Rousey, still won our I Quit match, but Pierce says you have to wait sometime tomorrow until they get a decision if that match will happen. Drew McIntyre went against Sami Zayn. Match was going on basically until Sami Zayn got out of Dodge, and Drew won by countout then. So maybe we'll see what goes on between that. Now, this was an interesting thing tonight. Lacey Evans is back, and she was in the back somewhere. Very different now. I know Lacey Evans has been gone for about a year or two due to her being pregnant and everything. But she was in the back. She basically talked about her life story in a way, because she talked about how she was born in a small town in Georgia, and she talked about how her dad suffered from mental health issues and substance abuse problems, and how her mom got into the middle of it until they packed everything and leaves, and since they couldn't be around him and stuff. And, they left without their dad even knowing. And they moved around from state to state and living in shelters and campgrounds and stuff. And having to adapt and, overcome all the adversity and whatnot. And, she's been blessed with some things that a lot of women in the locker room don't have. But she talked about how she was in, the Marines also. And stuff to, show that she's the woman she is today. Being, a caring mother, right, for everything, a wife, sister, daughter, United States Marine, now a WWE superstar. And, she said, that doesn't make her no better than the others, but, they damn sure aren't better than her. So this was very different for Lacey Evans, almost like a repackage in a way, too. It's not the sassy Southern Belle anymore, not very character like it was before. This felt real. This is more like her. This is the real Lacey Evans you're getting now. And listen, we already knew about the military thing. We already know she was a Marine and stuff. That's been said before. Maybe they're going to be focusing more on that now with her. Of, her being a former Marine and stuff. Because she had some camo stuff on while cutting this promo also. But, like I said, also talking about her life story. So it looks like the crowd was getting over with it, and they were cheering her, and it's building sympathy, given, like I said, her life story, and it's pretty sad, and, fans are going to feel some sympathy for her, too. So this is a very different Lacey Evans now, and like a big rehaul change now. Like I said, not the usual sassy Southern Belle, and sorry, I do declare, stuff like that. Now we're getting real with her. So Very interesting change now. Next, Liv Morgan went against Sasha Banks. No Ripley there tonight. The match itself wasn't bad, but then again, why is Liv beating Sasha? Which already tells me that they're not going to win the tag titles by Monday. So, um, but still, why are the champions losing at the same time? And then they beat them on Monday. So, I guess they got to just do this 50-50 booking to get ready for the title match again this Monday. So we'll see what happens with that. The Bloodline came out as, Reigns got in the microphone talking about, SmackDown just wasn't enough. We took the title from Brock. We got the WWE Championship. And, since he's got 2 titles, he said his cousin's only got 1 title. So, they need some tag team titles too. So they said they're going to unify both the SmackDown and the Raw tag team titles when they go back to Raw this Monday to face RK Bro for those tag team championships. Um, right after Shinsuke Nakamura came out, which Nakamura, I will say, at least he's still over with the crowd and the fans still sing his theme song. But before he can even say anything, Reigns says, listen, man, I know you lost your partner. I get that. We lost Jimmy. He was out for a year with a leg injury and everything, all right? So, it's a new island of relevancy, and it's an island of relevancy of love and everything, that we got all the gold and stuff, so let's show you some love and everything, which Reigns hugged them, which Nakamura looked very confused, but right after the Usos ended up taking him down with a super kick, as, Usos said, I guess we going to Detroit and everything this Monday on Raw, so I guess maybe Nakamura will face Reigns for one of the titles, but it's not like Nakamura's going to win. I'm sure he'll have a great match with him and stuff since, Boog is going to be out for a minute, but, I'm sure people don't really look at Nakamura right now as a threat to go for the championship, but at least this was something better than what was on Raw, because Reigns Monday on Raw, you literally got nothing. You were waiting for something to happen, but at least, hey, they announced this unification tag title match coming up, and now Nakamura, I guess, will be going for the championship, so they're trying to collect all the belts right now, so we'll see what happens with that. But SmackDown itself, especially after WrestleMania, it's better what we really saw on Raw, I guess, because, Raw was what, you got Cody and Veer and, Ezekiel. I'm sure mostly everybody cared about the Cody thing. But tonight, you got the SmackDown with some NXT call-ups of, the debut of Walter and Marcel Bartel out there, not Imperium, but I guess halfway Imperium. Raquel Gonzalez and the return of Lacey Evans and whatnot, cutting those promos tonight. So at least SmackDown had a little bit more something on it I could say with Raw. So at least SmackDown, moving post Mania. We got some call ups, folks. So how many people will be called up next? I don't really know. But other than that, that's my review of SmackDown. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. Peace.